Yes, everyone, switch on your videos. Okay, so in the previous class, we have discussed a variety of topics. Now, do you people have any doubts related to any kind of topic that we had discussed? Any doubts that you people have? Anything that you want to ask me? Everything is clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, very nice. Okay, can someone tell me what are the names of genuses that cause fungal disease? The three names of the genus that cause fungal diseases.
Now, microsporum and uh, dry trichophy, trichophyton,
And
trichophyton,
one more, epidermophyton. Microsporum, trichophyton, epidermophyton. These are the genuses of the fungi that cause variety of diseases, fungal diseases in humans. Now, today we're going to discuss the immunity. Okay, we have discussed all of the disease. We have discussed what the disease do in our body. And now we're going to discuss about immunity, like how are we ready to fight the infections, or how do we make ourselves ready to fight the infections. Now, see, immunity is that property of the immune system which helps us or enables us to fight any foreign substance that enters our body. Now, that foreign substance can be a virus, it can be a bacteria, it can be anything, any pathogen or any dust particle, anything of that sort, any allergen. So, immunity is the ability of our immune system to fight the disease causing organisms. Now, on a very large scale, immunity is of two types: innate immunity and acquired immunity. Talking about innate immunity, so this is the immunity that we are born with. Every single person on the earth has this innate immunity. Now, the immunity that is present at the time of birth, it is non-specific, because once a person has been born, do you think that if, like, for example, there is a newborn baby, now do you think that newborn baby can actually fight with all kinds of pathogens like bacteria, viruses, fungi? Do you think the baby will be able to do that?
no,
Why?
because the immune system has not been well developed.
Very good. Their immune system has not been developed in that way so as to fight the pathogens, the disease causing organisms. So the immunity that we are born with, it is non-specific type of immunity. Now, you might have seen one thing that for babies, when they start teething, meaning when teeth starts to come out in their gums, so you might, if you have ever been with a baby sister or brother, you might have seen that they try to put everything in their mouth. Have you seen that? They try to put everything in the mouth. Okay, just 1 second, students. Yes. Okay. Also for the rest of the students, apart from Amna, Mariam and Sitika, can you people switch on your videos? Khadija, can you switch on your video? Ikhra, you also? Also, students, for all of those, like those of you that have sent the message as saying as to then internet connection is not well, or it is very slow, that your screen will lag or anything of that sort, please, before entering the class from next time, make sure that your internet connection is okay. It is at least 10 Mbps so that you can at least attend your classes. And it is not a choice, students. The focus mode is already on in the classes, so you don't have that excuse that our video is being recorded or anything of that sort. It is a said rule. Everyone listen to it very carefully. It is a rule that if you enter the meeting room, if I am here, without me asking, you people have to switch on the video. Only one student does that in the class. That's Yahya. The moment I start speaking on, he switches on his video, because that is what you're supposed to do. That is how you respect your teacher. Here you can't stand up and wish me good afternoon or good morning or good evening, right? Because we are not in a physical classroom. So this is, if you switch on your video, then you are practically standing up and wishing. So at least for the sake of manners, you do that. And don't make me ask 10,000 times. Okay, it's your loss only, none of my loss. Okay, so we were talking about innate immunity. So by non-specific, what I mean to say is that this particular immunity, it does not depend on anything. This is something that every single human or every single individual is born with. It is already present and it is not specific. For example, if a person has had common cold, or if a person has had any kind of bacterial disease, for example, typhoid. Okay, so once like the person is having that disease for the first time, so our body also fights the disease, isn't it? So our body, when it fights the disease for the first time, and when the disease happens for the second time, let's just say a person got cured of the disease, and now it again appeared for the second time after many years. Now, do you think that our body will remember that this disease has happened? Yes or no? What is your thought on this? Do you think our body and the cells present in it will remember this?
Yes, ma'am.
What about others? What do you people think? Is she right or is she wrong? Will our body remember if, for example, this thing, Salmonella typhi or Vibrio cholerae or any kind of pathogen has already been there, and then it came back after 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, let's just say. Will our body remember?
Yes. Yes.
What about others? What do you think? Yes or no? Because there is only two options only. Or is there any third that you people think of?
Yes.
So everyone says yes, right? All of you are correct. Every single person is right. Yes, our body will 100% remember it. Meaning, see, whenever our body fights with any disease, it makes certain, you can say, soldiers. Soldiers are there in the body. We'll talk more about it in proper biological terms, but you should understand that our body remembers every encounter. Now, when the baby is born, any individual is born, they do not have any kind of pathogen present inside their body, right? So they do not have very specific immune response. They have something that is non-specific. Now we'll see what are the non-specific. Now, this kind of immunity, do you think if a person tries to get this immunity in the later parts of his or her lifestyle or lifespan, will it be possible? If a person tries to get innate immunity after like they are 20 years of age or 30 years of age, will it be possible for them to get the innate immunity? You people are understanding my question? Or is it like, am I confusing you? I'm confusing you? Okay. They're like, yeah, okay. See, I said that innate immunity is something that all of us are born with, right? It is, we have gotten this while we were being made in the womb. So it is not at all possible for us to get this after we are 20 years or 30 years or 40. No matter what you do, you can't get this. This is something you are already born with. So you don't need it also. Stupid question. Also, now moving forward, this type of immunity, it is accomplished by providing different types of barriers at the time of entry of pathogen. Now, our body in the initial stages has not been encountered with any kind of pathogen. But this is why, because barriers are present. So innate immunity is present in us in the form of barriers. Clear to you all? Now we are going to see what are the barriers. Now this is very important. The first is the physical barrier, our skin. Our skin, which is the largest organ of our body, it is the barrier. Like it is present all over. Is there any part of your body that is not covered by skin? You people are sure? No, the inner parts of your mouth also have skins. Like the cells are there, the membrane is there. The question is there any part in the body that is not covered by any membrane? No, right? And if we can say externally, there is also not any part that is not covered by skin. Everything has been covered by the skin. Now, skin is is an example of physical barrier. Physical barrier, you understand? Something is physical. Physical means you can touch it, right? It is just like hard copy, soft copy. So hard copy is the skin. Okay, now it is the main barrier which prevents the entry of microorganisms. A person, if a person does not have the skin, then the internal organs or the blood and everything will be in contact with the external environment. So the microorganisms can easily get inside. So it is the main barrier, the most important one. Now, mucus coating. Okay, and if you want to see the severity of its importance, have you people ever watched a doctor related show where they show operations and stuff? None of you? Some of you. See, for example, if they operate, for example, if there is a baby, okay, and they have operated on the baby, or so for that time being, while the operation is being done, they create a very sterile environment throughout, so that no contact. They wear masks, they wear gloves. Why? So that there is no point of contact with the uncovered surface of the body, because while during a surgery or any kind of that procedure, the person has been cut open, right? So to prevent that contamination, they wear mask and everything. That is why skin is so important. It is the outermost layer which will protect you from every single microorganism. Now, the mucus coating of the epithelium, lining of the respiratory, gastrointestinal, and urogenital tracts also help in trapping microbes entering our body. Now, skin is the covering, and then the mucus coating is the lining, which is present inside that, like under the skin. It is present in the whole entire respiratory system, then also in the gastrointestinal, meaning in the digestive system also the mucus coating is present. So again, mucus coating also traps the microorganisms. So while it enters, many a times, like we don't understand like the severity of how our immune system is working. So mucus coating is another example of the physical barrier. Now coming on to physiological barrier. Physiological, now all of us know that we have hydrochloric acid in our stomach, right? Everyone knows this. And you know that the hydrochloric acid is such a strong acid that even if one drop of it falls on our skin outside, it will burn the whole surface area, right? So acid in the stomach is again why, apart from creating an acidic pH so that protein can be digested, it also helps to remove all the dust particles and everything from the food that we eat, the microorganisms if there. Now everyone has saliva in their mouth. You might have seen that if a person gets a little bit of cut, they put their hand in their mouth immediately and they start like uh, you understand, right? Why? Because our saliva is again, it has antibacterial properties in it. The tears, the tears when we cry, They also have an enzyme called as lysozyme, which is again antimicrobial. Yeah, the tears. The tears are salty, so they have antimicrobial property. So this is the physiological barrier. Coming on to the cellular barrier, we are now going on to the cell level. You people understand what cell is, right? The fundamental unit of life. So now we're going to talk about the various cells that help us provide a barrier against the microorganisms. The first one, the leukocyte. Everyone knows that the white blood cells are responsible for fighting off the diseases, right? Then apart from white blood cells, there are PMNL neutrophils. You people remember neutrophils, monocytes, eosinophils, basophils, all of those cells that are present in the blood. So out of them, the monocytes and the polymorphonuclear leukocyte. This is one type of leukocyte, neutrophil. And then natural killer cells such as macrophages. Do you remember macrophage? You people remember macrophage? From blood, this circulatory chapter in class 11. Macrophages, you remember? None of you remember? Macrophage, like, okay, those are the components of the blood that go and eat the foreign particle. They kill the foreign particle by eating them. Remember? Phagocytosis. They eat and then they destroy it. So all of these various kinds of cells are, they are the cellular barrier of our body. Then comes cytokine barrier. See, under the cytokine barrier, there is one particular very important thing, that is interferons. See, whenever one cell gets infected by any virus, so that cell wants to protect all the other cells that have not yet gotten the virus to them. So these infected cells, they start releasing substances that are known as interferons. So these interferons will help our body so that the non-infected cells will not get infected. Clear, students? So that is what interferons are, and they are the cytokine barriers. So this is all there is to know about innate immunity. Innate immunity is something we are born with. Every single person, it doesn't matter who, except for the people that are born with some genetic disorder related to this immunity. But maximum of the people are born with proper innate immunity. Now, innate immunity, is it specific or is it non-specific?
Non-specific.
Non-specific. Now, I'll tell you how. For example, your skin. Now, your skin helps to protect you from all the kinds of diseases. Is it specific that no, the skin will only protect us from bacterial diseases? And if the viral and fungus come, the skin will be like, oh, come on. Is it like that? No. Our skin will be non-specific, meaning it will not allow any microorganisms to come inside. Same goes for the WBC. For example, WBC are non-specific, but had they been specific, so let's just say if Salmonella typhi came inside the body, they'll fight with them and they'll be like, kill them. But if HIV comes or if Vibrio cholerae comes, they'll be like, no, we can't fight you. We are friends. Come on, have some food in our body. No. So the innate immunity is non-specific. It is present since the time of birth, and it is present in the form of 4 kinds of barriers. We have physical barriers, physiological barriers, cellular barriers, and then cytokine barriers. Clear to you all? Any doubts? All right, now moving forward, now talking about acquired immunity. The word acquired, can you tell me the meaning of acquired, students? Not biological meaning, in general, the meaning of acquired.
To get something.
Something.
To get something, to achieve something, isn't it? Like I acquired this. So this type of immunity is something that we acquire, or you can say we get it throughout our lifespan. This is not present since birth. It is specific. It is just the opposite of innate immunity. Now see here. It is pathogen specific immunity. It depends on what kind of pathogen, what number of pathogens and everything. It is characterized by memory. Okay. Now, See, in our body, there comes a first encounter. First encounter is the first time you're ever getting the microorganism in your body. Okay, the first time, for example, if a person has never, like for me, I had dengue. Yes, Marima, you wanting to say something?
What does it mean to be characterized by memory?
Characterized by memory, that like the base, like it functions on memory. It is based on memory. Now, memory, what is the meaning of memory? To remember something,
Yeah.
right? That is memory. Our immune system has this property of having a memory. So, acquired immunity is based off of that. Just like how we do anything with a basis, right? Like the basis of a division, the basis of a study. So, the basis of this immunity is memory. Okay. So, I was giving you the example of first encounter. So, for example, I'm talking about me. So I have had dengue and I have never had dengue before that, right? So whenever the dengue pathogen, the virus would come inside my body will not understand it, right? It is something new. So it will try to use the innate immunity that has been already there, like the cellular barrier and everything, and it will try to fight the virus particles, right? Everyone is following me till here? Now, this response that has been created by my body or by anyone's body is the primary response, the first response. The response in terms of the first encounter of the pathogen is primary response. Done? Now, the person got cured from the disease. Now, after a certain period of time, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, then this virus again came inside the body. Now, I already have, or the person already has the cells or the antibodies that are ready to fight. Now, this discount, I'm saying, this response will be the secondary response. Secondary means this thing has already been happened. The cells that fought the previous viruses or the pathogen, they are already there in the body. So this subsequent encounter, meaning the same pathogen, when it will enter again or like twice or thrice, then that won't be a primary response. It will be a secondary response, or the other name for secondary response is anamnestic response. These are like the same thing. Both of them mean same. Remember that our body always have the memory of the first encounter. That is the reason why the acquired immunity is characterized by memory. Clear, students? Now, let us see how the primary response happens or the secondary response or in general. See, the primary or secondary or any kind of immune response, they are carried out with the help of lymphocytes. Lymphocytes, meaning they help the body to actually do the immune, like provide us the immunity. Now we know, and if you don't know, then you might recall that lymphocytes, they are of two types, B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes. Now, the B lymphocytes, they produce an army of proteins in response to pathogens into our blood to fight with them. So imagine proteinaceous structure that are present in thousands and thousands of fold so as to fight the disease. Now, you might have seen no matter what the disease is, whether it is bacterial or fungal, no, not fungal, bacterial or viral disease, the first thing that we suffer from is fever, isn't it? The first thing we have is fever for no matter whatever disease it is, isn't it? Whether it is common cold, flu, or anything. Why? Because our body is fighting at that time. That is why the temperature rises. Imagine a battlefield is going on inside our body. That is why the temperature of the body rises and we have the fever. Now, one thing we do very stupid is that we try to control the fever. Isn't it? Don't you think our immune system is working very well to fight it? But then we're like, remove the fever, remove the fever. Like throw water on everyone. We do that. Anyway, but when the fever goes much more than it is supposed to, then again, obviously, the medicines are important. But those army of proteins, those proteins are antibodies. They are responsible for fighting. These are our soldiers. Now, the B lymphocytes, they make the antibodies. Then what about the T lymphocytes? So the T lymphocytes, they do not make the antibodies, but they are the helper of B lymphocytes. They help the B lymphocytes or the B cells to produce the antibodies. Any doubts up until now?
No.
Anything you want to ask me? This whole thing is clear, right? Is it interesting? All right. Now we'll study about the structure of antibody. Now we discussed about the very famous soldier, right? Now the soldier needs to get its fame, right? So now we're giving it the required fame. We're talking about the antibody. Now every antibody, it is a big molecule actually. It is a protein molecule and it has 4 peptide units. It has 4 units, out of which 2 are small units called as the light chains and 2 are longer units called as the heavy chains. I hope I have a picture of no, I don't. Just one second. I'll show you. You people have your books with you? Take out your books. Okay, can you see my screen? See this. This is how, roughly, this is like a diagrammatic view of how the antibodies look like. Now, do you see the light chain? Every antibody has been made up of 4 things. Do you see 4 chains? 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2 are shorter ones, 2 are longer ones. So the longer ones are the heavy chains and the shorter ones are the light chains. And them together become the antibody, one antibody molecule. Now see this. Antibodies are of multiple types. Okay. There are these various kinds of antibodies. Like IgG, IgE, IgD, A, and M. We're going to talk about each one of them. But you people understood the meaning of light chain and heavy chain? Okay, the same picture, I think it must be there in your books also, right? Now see. So 2 smaller light chains are present and 2 longer heavy chains are present. And because of this, since 2 heavy chain and 2 light chains are present, so we'll represent the antibodies as H2L2. H for the heavy, L for the light. H2L2. Now there are different antibodies that are produced in our body, such as IgA, M, E, and G. Each of them have their own function. Like each of them govern a different type of immune response in our body. Okay. Now, since the antibodies are found in the blood, why are the antibodies found in the blood, student? The antibodies are found in the blood. Why?
Because the blood moves, like flows. Or
The blood moves and it flows. That is why the blood flows, it circulates. But no, that's not the reason. See, the B cells and the T cells, they are a component of blood. So anything that they make will be present in the blood only. This is happening because you people don't remember the chapter. Anyway, but you people now understand that all of these antibodies are found in the blood. Everyone understands this? Now, since, yes, someone asking something? Okay, so since the antibodies are found in the blood, so whatever immune response is happening, that is also happening in the blood. So that type of immune response which happens in the blood is what we call as humoral immune response. The word humoral represents the blood. Okay, so for example, many a times this kind of question is asked, like antibodies, they show which kind of immunity? Humoral immunity. Okay. So this was about humoral immune response, meaning all the responses that are happening with the help of the blood or the components of the blood. Now, the second type of acquired immunity is known as cell-mediated immunity, CMI. See, cell-mediated immunity, it is governed by T lymphocytes. Remember that T lymphocytes did not make any antibodies, right? Only B lymphocytes make the antibodies. T lymphocytes help the B lymphocytes, but they do not make the antibodies. So what they do? They do the cell-mediated immunity. Meaning now they have the cells performing, or you can say fighting. So imagine cells as another soldiers. Now, this cell-mediated immunity, sometimes it becomes a very disadvantageous to us. Is like what happens when a person, now if we are talking about cell-mediated immunity, so will it fight the body cells or will it fight the any external thing that comes in the body? What will it fight?
Body cells.
Huh? If it will
Some
fight the body cells, we'll
it
die.
will fight external.
Yeah, any external pathogen, any external thing in our body, if it comes, then the cell mediated, you understand? Meaning something that is happening with the help of cells is cell mediated. So there are certain cells in our body that also is like they are responsible for giving us the immunity. Now, for those people that have had their organs transplanted, for example, kidney transplant or lung transplant or anything of that sort, eye transplant, except for eye, I'll tell you why. A very nice question came into my mind. So, for those people that have undergone organ transplant, now, if a person has undergone organ transplant, so they have a foreign organ in their body, somebody else's organ. Now, that is not our bodies. So, this cell mediated immunity, it tries to fight that off. That is why whenever kidney transplant, heart transplant, these things take place, the people are not fearful of the transplant. They are fearful of what happens after it, whether the body will accept it or not. So this CMI, this line is very important. All of you remember this. The CMI, it is responsible for rejection of the organ transplant or the graft rejection. This rejection of organ transplant is known as graft rejection. So it happens in the case of heart, liver, and kidney. Now you people, yes, yeah, yeah.
Ma'am, what happens if the CMI rejects that organ? What will happen to that organ?
Fail. That organ will not work in the body. That is a waste. The person who donated the organ does not have the organ anymore. And the person who got the organ, he also does not have the organ anymore. The organ goes waste. It can't be put back or anything of that sort. So that organ is wasted. So that is why people that have had their organs transplanted, they are on immunosuppressant drugs. Immunosuppressant. You people understand the meaning? Immunosuppressant. Something, a drug or a medicine that is suppressing the immune system. It is not letting the immune system do its work. Because if the immune system does its work, then the graft rejection will happen. Many a times it doesn't happen, but some cases might be there. Now, I have said heart, liver, and kidney. Why not eye? You people know that eye transplant also happens, right? People who have undergone, like they become blind or because of some injury they cannot see, then there are some people that donate their eyes before dying or something like that, right? So like the percentage of success out of all of these kind of transplant is the most for eye transplant. Okay, now why? Tell me why is eye transplant so successful? Think, it's very easy. The answer is so easy. Think about CMI, think about blood, and then tell me. It's very easy.
Ma'am, it's successful.
Yes, it's successful. It does not get rejected. Why? The question is why it doesn't get rejected. Okay. If you look at your eyes in the mirror, what is the color of your eyes? The whole entire thing.
White.
Okay. White. Is it white? Everyone's eyes are white, right? Apart from the irises, they are different color for everything, everyone. But mostly our whole entire eyeball is white in color. Now, if I ask you to like tell me about the color of the heart, what would be the color of the heart? In general, you don't have to be specific.
Red.
What
Red.
about liver? The color of liver?
Red.
Dark. Dark.
Dark red, deepish, like deep red, right? Kidneys,
Bean color. Dark color. Dark red
brownish,
color.
right? Very deep shade of brown or you deep shade of red. So heart, liver, kidney, all of them are red in color. What does that signify?
They're covered in blood.
Not
Just
actually
now.
covered in blood, they are supplied
Red.
with blood. Supplied, right? Our cornea is not supplied with blood. So what does that mean? Like, how does that support my answer that the eye transplant does not go to fail? How is that supporting? Like the blood is not reaching it. I know you people still haven't understood. That is why I'm asking.
No, I think I understood. Since there's no
Exactly.
blood, there will be no CMI to reject it.
Exactly. If there is no blood reaching a particular organ or a particular site, then the blood will also not carry the cell-mediated immunity alongside. So that is why these the eye transplant is mostly successful. If a person takes care and everything, it doesn't mean the person will hit in the eye or watch television for 12 or 13 hours or something and the eye will be good. No. But the case we're talking about is CMI. Is this clear to everyone? Any doubts?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear to you all?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Now you people can note it down. Then we'll move on to active and passive indeed. Yeah, you can switch off your videos while you're writing. Then switch it back on.
Done, ma'am.
Done, students?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Done, ma'am.
Everyone done?
Yes, ma'am. Done, ma'am.
Everyone's done?
No, ma'am, 1 minute.
Done, ma'am.
All of you are done, students?
I'm going.
Done, ma'am.
Everyone's done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Done.
All of you are done, students?
Done, ma'am.
Done, students?
Yes,
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay. So, yeah. Where can I? Okay. I have explained this, right? The structure of antibody.
Yes, ma'am.
Done, students?
Done, ma'am. Done.
Yes, everyone's done. All of you are done, students?
No, ma'am, I'm not.
Okay.
Done, ma'am.
All right. Now we're going to see about the active and passive immunity. Do you people have any doubts in all the topics that we have discussed today?
No, ma'am.
Everything is clear?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is a new topic. I'm not going to start it right now. Is there anything you people want to discuss? You can ask me something. We'll discuss that because I'm not going to start a new topic right now. Only, I think, 5 minutes are left for the class to be over. So this is something we'll discuss in the new class. So till then, people tell me any doubts, anything you want to ask me, anything you want re-explanation for.
Ma'am,
Hmm?
for the upcoming test, what is the portion?
Upcoming test, there's no upcoming test as of now, but I think I am going to give molecular basis of inheritance fully, and the part, whatever part we would have done till tomorrow's class, that will be the portion. Okay, 2 chapters. Clear? Anything else, students?
No, ma'am.
No.
Okay. All right, then let's just keep it till here only for today's class. And tomorrow we're going to start with active and passive immunity. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
done, right, students? Oh, all right. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.